Hello, I'm Anawoltos, and welcome once again to The Grind. Today, we're grinding a bit on old school Runescape, and my goodness, I did it again. It's just that I always use my mouse in my right hand, but when I play RuneScape, I like to use it in my left hand. So whenever I put on RuneScape, I always forget to switch my mouse around because I like to mess with the camera angles. There we go. And of course, we're back at it again with the long-term goals here, trying to get to combat level 15, and after that, we'll maybe skill some fishing, which is actually why I wanted to get to combat level 15. It's so that I can go to Draenor without the magicians beating me. I was originally, I originally was doing a bit of a skiller build, no real combat skills, but I decided it'd be too annoying to have to dodge various enemies in the game, so I decided to instead go with a more esoteric combat build, which is of course prayer, defense, and hit points. Maybe esoteric is not the appropriate word, but oh snap, I just realized something. There's no one here, and if there's no one here, I'm getting wrecked by a bird. If there's no one here, is there going to be someone in Lumbridge killing the chickens? And I think that's the question we're all asking. So I'm actually gonna home teleport. Come on, there we go. Get your little magic wand out. Don't know what else you use it for, but that's it. Level 1 magic. I can do the home teleport. And there we go. Magic, folks. That's how it works. It's that easy. Oh, and right now, looks like somebody is about to get reported. Thanks. Have a nice day, folks. And there you go. Oh, somebody else. Report. Advertising. Report. You can bet there, and the way they put it through. Yep. There we go. Good citizen. That's how you do it. Now let's see. Are there a lot of people grinding at the chickens? Any bots, perhaps? I don't know, but I am looking to find out. So let's move up there very strategically. Make sure you're not getting killed by anything. And because chickens, I actually prefer because I get feathers, and feathers is more fly fishing that I can do without having to buy feathers, which is pretty good. And nobody's on these chickens. Is this a bot? Could be a bot. Looks like in there it's still pretty busy though, so what is wrong with this guy? Well, I'm gonna kick some chick. Okay, it is a player. It is a player. Okay, a bot would probably never check the map ever. That's the surefire way of telling if someone's a player. Checking the map. Would a bot check the map? Never. But also, a real RuneScape player wouldn't check the map either. That's how you know this guy's an actual noob, is that he's checking the map. Well, no. Actually, I like looking at the map sometimes. I'm a bit of a cartographer myself. So looking at a map is, in fact, very enjoyable to me. Look at that. Somebody's got a skill cape. Very nice. But look at that. And since they actually have less health than... less health... Ooh. Yep, that's exactly what I was talking about. Since the chickens actually have... Is this a bot? Could be. Might not be. I don't know. That doesn't look like it's a bot weapon. I think a bot would probably stay on bronze. Yeah, so as I was saying, since chickens have less health than... well, it could be a player that is using a bot to train combat. That could be something that's happening. Well, no, he wouldn't pick up... Unless it's a... He's doing exactly what I'm doing, which is killing chickens for feathers. But anyway, as I was saying, less health means that, proportionally speaking, there's a higher gain of prayer XP. Because there's less hits in comparison to bone burials, which means that logically, mathematically speaking, that works. And also, come on guys, if you're gonna train on something that has more valuable drops. Leave the chickens to the defense guys like me. It's that's how it is. And I just realized, actually, today, I was thinking, I'm always criticizing people for doing the AFK sitting around as an exploit, but then I thought, didn't I do an exploit when I got my blue right sword? Isn't that a drop trick exploit? And the answer is yes, it is an exploit. You're not supposed to be able to get the blue right sword outside of a quest and doing the drop trick. Although it doesn't break any game rules and it's not an illegal maneuver, it certainly is, one might say, not in the spirit of the fullness of the game. But nevertheless, I finally got some chickens. Oh, actually, I just thought about something. What if I close the gate here? And if any bots come around, it's not my problem. And I think the default state is closed, because it's closed on the map. That may be a RuneScape HD update, I don't know. I remember it being that way on RuneScape HD, I think. And on RuneScape 3, it's probably that way, where the map depicts the default state of a passage, but I may be wrong for OSRS, so that's always something to consider, but I guess we'll find out. If it just stays closed like it is right now, then it means that I did the right thing there. And yeah, I find it's a bit fascinating, the concept of bots. I'm never actually going to do it, of course, because that's breaking the rules. Come on, you gotta follow the rules. I don't even speed on the road. It's very frowned upon by me, and not by a lot of other people, unfortunately. But what am I gonna do? I'm not gonna go around reporting my neighbors for speeding on the road, because maybe if it's right next to a policeman, and if I'm standing next to a policeman and I see someone doing it, I'd say, look, that guy just sped. Don't you have a job to do? And he'd say, I guess I do. Oh, snap. Level 3. Close the gate. Come on, man. Come on, man, just have some... Oh, good. Have some decency. What is it with these people and leaving the gate open? Holy cannoli. What are they looking for? They're gonna let all my chickens out. They're gonna let all the bots in. Come on, let's close that up. Shut it up tight. There you go. There we go. That's how you do it. You close the gate. I mean, okay, real life situation here. Sometimes in my life, I've been around people that go to the bathroom and leave a door open. And you know what? That's not cool. Okay? If you're gonna go in the bathroom, okay, it's it's a private moment, and I mean, what if? I mean, I understand that there's some people that aren't that big on privacy, but come on, have some common decency. I mean, you wouldn't go just in the middle of some place where a bunch of people are gathering and drop a log on the floor. Of course not. It's a bit indecent. And then just don't do it in public. Come on. I mean, it's not in public if it's in your home, but it's kind of problematic if you're still not doing privately. Maybe I'm too prudish. Maybe that's the problem. But you know what? That's just how I am. And well, no, it's not how I am. It's how I choose to be. And that's, I think, an important thing, an important lesson. You shouldn't allow yourself to be a certain way because it's your natural tendency to be a certain way. You need to have self-control and exercise your ability of self-determination in order to change yourself for the better. And I think that's a very important thing in life that a lot of people today don't acknowledge. They just think that you're born the way you are and that's how you're supposed to be, and the feelings that you have are the only right feelings for you to have, and that you can't just change yourself. And I think that leads to some big philosophical problems when you begin talking about, let's say, child molestation. There's some people who are sexually attracted to children, and you know what? That's wrong. And you may say, close the door, man. Doesn't even walk in. Opens the door. The gate. Doesn't even walk in. Are you trying to troll me? No. No. Come on. Close the gate. The door is stuck. The door is stuck. Ah! That's a perfect example of acting. I mean, there was some degree of irritation. However, I overacted it. And by overacting, I don't necessarily mean that I took a mild irritation and amplified my response. I actually, for that moment, amplified my emotion of anger in response. And that's a perfect example of how you can have self-control of your emotions. You can choose to be angry. You can choose to be happy. You can choose to be sad. And I'm not saying it's easy. For a lot of people, it's very difficult. And when I say you can choose to do these things, I'm not even saying you can choose how to behave outwardly, but actually how to feel inwardly. And that's a big difference between self-control and just putting on a mask. And of course, you need to train yourself and work on that. And I think that's something that is an important part of maturity, an important thing about growing up, that a lot of people nowadays don't really... Oh, yes, I do like hitting things. If you'll just give me a moment. I want to take those bones there. And, sure, we'll play a game. Yeah, I will do it. And what... Is that the same person as earlier? Okay, what are you even doing there? You're just killing the imp. Alright. 10 flashing pillars. Okay, only the flashing pillars. There we go. I should probably put my run on. There we go. Nice. Oh, Dova Quarry. What an edgy name on my friends list there. Don't ignore that person. Put that person on your ignore list. There you go. I'm joking. Don't be mean like that. Dover Quarry's a nice person, deep down. And also, please don't ask for my docs from that person. There we go. Oh, there we go. Looks like... Oh, and looks like we did it, folks. Let me do that. And let me just talk to Tilt over here. Okay. Okay. And what was there? I forget. Where's the exit? It's not the exit. We just walk through. Oh yeah, it is an exit. For some reason, I wasn't mousing right there. And all the chickens are outside. Ugh! I'm gonna have to kill some of them. Let's kill that one. That one's out, and I don't want it to be out. But we did get some rubies, which is very good. So anyway, yeah, there we go. And a lot of... I'm very heavily on the nurture side of the nature versus nurture when it comes to human behavior anyway. A lot of things, a lot of the ways people behave are related to how people were trained to behave and how they train themselves to behave. And of course, there are other things that I am more on the nature side of in the nature versus nurture debate. But okay, and the goblin's out. And we can close that, and we can close this. There we go. Now let's just kill some chickens, get some nice levels. Let's see what's going on here. Hit points pretty close. Defense got a ways to go. Prayer surprisingly far up, but probably not as far as some would like it to be. But yep, as I once said, the people who built the pyramids were the people who built the pyramids. So based on that famous or infamous statement, the people who built the pyramids built the pyramids. The reason I said that once is because, well, it's because if you look at a lot of people nowadays, they're very proud of the accomplishments of other individuals. And not in the sense that it's something that these people like to look at, or that they're happy for what happened in the past, but rather that they try to appropriate it for themselves as a part of their culture, when in reality it's something that happened maybe a long time ago, and the people that were actually involved are dead. And you may ask, why is this an important concept that I'm going to discuss today? Well, the answer is because let's just think about it rationally here. Is it really worthwhile owning up to somebody else's accomplishments? And because, or at least not worthwhile, but because it can be very worthwhile in the short term. But from an intellectual standpoint, okay, didn't come in good. From an intellectual standpoint, you have the issue of plagiarism, which is relatively similar, although in plagiarism you don't give credit to the original owners, but in this sense, in the sense of cultural pride, you still take well, for example, I think I've got a better example than plagiarism. Somebody wins at a game of, let's say, basketball, and it's your favorite team wins, and you say something along the lines of, look at what we have accomplished. And that's, of course, a relatively strange thing to say, because unless you actually played in the game, or were the coach or someone else involved in making that happen, then you didn't really accomplish anything. All you did was watch somebody else accomplish something. And I think it's a similar thing with history. You can look at, let's say, the Eiffel Tower, and of course people built the Eiffel Tower, but all of those people are now dead. So can anyone in Paris really take that much pride in the accomplishment of building the Eiffel Tower? And you may say, well, why not just let them have that? Why is that something that you're bringing up as an issue? And the answer is because it's an important issue of consistency with the positive aspect of taking credit, and also the negative aspect of taking credit. For example, let's look at the Holocaust. Why not? Let's bring a big example out. The Holocaust. A lot of people died. There were a lot of people died for ethnic reasons, for ideological reasons, for political reasons, for religious reasons. A lot of people were killed. And the question is it right for someone to approach, let's say, a German child born today and say, you're responsible for the Holocaust, to a newborn German child today that had no involvement whatsoever in the Holocaust? And the answer, I hope, is no, because of course there's no way this person can be in any way responsible for that. And I think the inverse needs to be accepted as well, which is to say that if we can't hold people accountable for the mistakes of their ancestors, or not even all Germans, because let's be honest, not all of them were involved in the Holocaust. So the mistakes of their predecessors, maybe is a better way to put it. The mistakes of their predecessors, if we can't hold people responsible for the mistakes of their predecessors, can we hold people responsible for the success of their predecessors? The answer is, of course, no, you can't. And that's my point. So, thank you all for allowing me to ruin yet another aspect of popular culture nowadays. Man, the counterculture is relatively strong with... Oh, okay, I didn't pick up the raw chicken. That's good. Come on, close the gate. Why? I want it to be inside when it closed the gate. Okay, a chicken got out, but here we go. Is this a... Okay, we're seeing a bronze sword and a wooden shield. This looks to me like a tutorial island build, which could be a bot, but I wouldn't. Who keeps opening and not closing the gate? That's my triggered moment today. Thanks. There we go. Snap. So this person is doing this on purpose, obviously. Obviously on purpose. And just open the gate and walk in. You don't have to leave it open at literally all times. And look, she's waiting too. Just waiting for me. Just waiting for me to close that gate so that she could open it. And look. Watch. Yep, I knew it. Just letting all the chickens out. And what is this person even doing? Go dance for money or something at the GE. Come on. There's a lot more efficient things to do in your grind than messing with someone who's trying to farm on some chickens. There, let's examine the sack. Full of animal seed. Thanks, Jagex. And what are all these people doing sitting around? This is obviously a bot farm. Holy cannoli, obviously a bot farm. Look, they've all got the same equipment. They're all standing in the same place. I'm not gonna report them because there's no solid evidence yet. I'm just gonna leave it where it is, but oh snap, I just ultra lagged. Oh snap, my encoding is overloaded too. I'm gonna have to change that, I guess. No, it's back to normal now. I don't know why I ultra lagged there for a moment. Hopefully it doesn't happen again. And hopefully my encoding wasn't overloaded for 20 minutes there. Not that there's much to miss since I'm doing the exact same thing as I was 5 minutes ago. In fact, how long's the recording been? Well, 27 minutes ago. Doing the exact same. Well, no, I was walking over. Well, I was teleporting over about 27 minutes ago. So maybe not the exact same thing, but I was certainly beginning to do this thing back in that past time period. There you go. Close the gate. And what's this? What is it with all these noobs out here today? What are they doing? They're just sitting around, looking through the window as if there's something to do there. And the answer is no, there's nothing to do there. Just stop. Just do something useful for once. Give me money. Give me money so that I can buy adamant trim. And once I've got adamant trim, I can be pretentious around you, and that's your payment. Level 14 still. And next one is prayer, I guess? Yeah, it'll have to be prayer. Although hit points is gonna follow up in there. Prayer's probably going to be getting there pretty soon. But look at that. I'm making some bank here. Already got 295 feathers. That's gonna translate to quite a few levels of fishing. And nobody ever told me that quite a few levels of fishing would be bad. Nobody ever told me that'd be bad. Who in the world would tell you that learning a useful skill like fishing is bad? Honestly, who would? Fishing is a very useful skill that can be used in real life to get food. And, you know, there's some fish that maybe you wouldn't want to eat. And there's other fish that are quite delicious. And knowing the difference between those is pretty good. And sometimes people fish for trophies. Not really my game. I like to when I fish, put it on the grill, put some Ragin' Cajun seasoning on there, and have a lovely time with the boys. And that's how we roll in my hood, my neighborhood, where I, of course, am the ringleader of people involved in I don't know. What am I the ringleader of? People involved in oh, I know. Ringleader of people involved in felling trees without tools. There you go. Top class tree feller without tools. Use my bare hands. Just well, sometimes I kick. Kicking is a relatively effective strategy depending on how tough the tree is. But you know, if you've got an old tree in your yard that you need someone to clear, you know who to call. I don't need a power tool. I just need my raw physical strength, and it works. It really does. I've been knocking down some orange trees. They were getting old, and somebody needed to knock them down, and I did it. And you know what? Nobody complained. It was an amazing job. One time, there was a tree stump in the ground, and we have a bit of a sandy soil, so it's not the worst thing to pull stuff out of, but pulling out a tree trunk is still a tree stump is still pretty hard. But I just kicked it and it flew right out. That's another testament to a skill that I'm sure a lot of people would say, yeah, that's a pretty good skill. Being able to kick pretty hard, being able to use advanced martial arts techniques to do pretty much anything other than martial arts. Well, no, I'm good at martial arts too, let's be honest. It's considered one of the best guys the master ever trained. So that's how it is. But that's a story for another time that maybe is getting a bit too close to doxing myself. But whew, nomenclature, wow, that's probably the best name I've ever seen for any video game player name ever. I'm not even joking. Nomenclature, best name of all time. I'm not kidding. It's not a joke. This is not a skit. This is not a drill. This is real. Nomenclature. I'm not gonna ask for a friend on nomenclature because honestly I don't really care. But as names go, that's probably the best I've ever seen. Oh no, there's an imp in here. Somebody's gonna... Quick, kill him! Yeah, I stole your kill, mate. I stole your kill, what you gonna do now? Oh wait, he'd still probably get the drop. There we go. I got some XP out of that now, so... He's probably still got the drop. Well, no, he didn't pick up any drop. The Squatch. Oh, he was somewhat upset because I stole the kill. But that's how we roll. In my street gang, my RuneScape gang, my PvP clan. What's the name again? The chat is no, that's not my chat. It's Fooderati. That's right. We're all allied together, and we're gonna gang up on you like it's the Battle of the Catalonian Plains, and Attila the Hun. You better watch out, because it's time to pay the piper, and I don't know if you've got the cash money to do that. So we're gonna come all together, them Roman boys, and we're gonna show you a thing or two about what it means to have an alliance. That's right. We've got the Visigoths, you've got the Ostrogoths. Grudge match of the century, eh? A couple decades later, the Romans got wrecked, but oh well. Oh well. That's just how the world rolls you. But let's see. What are my skills at? What are my skills? Still a ways away with HP. Defense is actually rolling down quite fast, and prayer is moving there as well. I think once we get one of each more, we'll probably be at 15. That's my thought. I don't know. I might be entirely wrong. I might be 100% completely mistaken, and just like the Romans were when they didn't think that appointing foreigners as their big generals would not lead to a conflict of interest. And in fact, it did lead to a conflict of interest, and well, you'll just have to read history to find out how that went. But oh well, that's sometimes just how the cookie crumbles. And if a cookie crumbles, can we uncrumble it? The answer is no, you can't. There's something called thermodynamics, and I think there's something about where the cookie crumbles, you can't really uncrumble it just the way you want. Is that a bot? That's some very strange movement. Very strange. Walked here as if he was trying to get in here, then went to run, quickly opened the gate, spun around, walked into the middle here, and and now he's just chopping away. I'm very suspicious. Diamond or Bang, maybe not the most bought name of all, but prime suspect right now. Who's that? Non-random X. Not as witty a name as Nomenclature. I'm not gonna lie. It's definitely not as witty. And seeing as my training ground has been rumbled, I think it might be time for me to log off. But anyway, thank you all for watching. If you would like to collaborate with me on Old School RuneScape or anything else, I'm up for anything. Doesn't matter who you are, doesn't matter where you come from. Maybe a good time zone would be nice. But for collaborations, I would say that you don't even have to have your own channel. Just having someone to talk with, getting some banter on the vids is always a good thing. So thank you all for watching, and I'll be seeing you all next time. And Wiltos over and out.